Broadcasting live from the Albay PIO News Center, providing you the most exclusive news update from all over the province. This is News at 12. In the local scene, in observance of the 29th National Awareness Week for the Prevention of Child Sexual Abuse and Exploitation, the Provincial Health Office conducted a learning session to provide students with essential body safety rules aimed at preventing abuse. Hazel Jennifer R. Cardano, RN, from PHO Population Program 3, shared an empowering mantra with the students: "My body is my body, and it belongs to me." Cardano encouraged students to recognize their autonomy over their bodies and the importance of establishing personal boundaries. Cardano also emphasized important body safety rules such as learning to say stop or no, seeking consent before any physical interaction, and reporting inappropriate behavior to trusted adults. This learning session was held during the Women and Children Protection Orientation organized by the Provincial Social Welfare and Development Office. In other story, the Albay Provincial Health Office, through its Primary Care Facility Program, is actively providing technical assistance for the license to operate applications of 18 PCFs across the province. PHO PCF Program Coordinator Levy M. Llagas emphasized the importance of obtaining LTOs to ensure that the program comply with safety and quality standards, enabling them to deliver quality health care services to Albay as mandated by Universal Health Care Act. As of the second week of February, only 9 RHUs have secured their LTOs. 3 RHUs, specifically those in Malinao, Libon, and Camalig, are currently in the application process. Llagas noted that 6 RHUs, including those in Bacacay, Malilipot, Daraga, Rapu-Rapu, Piudran, and Villar, have yet to obtain their licenses. Llagas encouraged all PCFs to streamline their documentation processes to secure their LTOs before the moratorium date of October 2025. In the national scene, a measure that seeks to recognize the rights of Muslims to bury their deceased according to their beliefs and traditions now awaiting President Ferdinand Marcos Jr.'s signature, as stated by Senate President Francis Chase Escudero. Escudero made this announcement following the House of Representatives' approval of the proposed Philippine Islamic Burial Act, known as House Bill number 8925, which includes amendments agreed upon by the House. Under House Bill number 8925, Muslims who pass away without a death certificate may be buried immediately, provided that the individual performing the Islamic funeral rites or the deceased next of kin inform the local health officer of the passing within 14 days of the burial. The bill stipulates that regardless of whether bills and other expenses related to handling the body have been paid, the remains must be released from the hospital within 24 hours to comply with Islamic customs. Escudero also mentioned Senate Bill number 1273, which is titled Equal Access to Public Cemeteries. This bill ensures equal access to public cemeteries for all religions and designates burial sites in public cemeteries across the country for Muslims, indigenous peoples, and other religious groups, allowing them to bury their loved ones according to their traditions. In other story, despite the ongoing election campaign and the congressional recess, the House Strike Committee has scheduled its second hearing on the spread of disinformation and fake news online for Tuesday, February 18. The hearing will address the responses to the subpoenas issued to several vloggers and social media celebrities who did not attend the initial hearing on February 4. The Committee on Public Information, Information and Communications Technology, and Public Order and Safety have warned that failing to comply with the subpoenas may result in more severe legal action, such as additional subpoenas and charges of contempt. According to the Tri-Committee, individuals who do not comply may face further consequences. Several vloggers who were invited to the hearing on February 4 declined the invitation and instead went to the Supreme Court to contest the legitimacy of the House investigation. In other news, the strategy used in previous administrations to speed up the distribution of land to farmers under the Comprehensive Agrarian Reform Program led to confusion and even violent disputes among the beneficiaries, according to the Department of Agrarian Reform. DAR Secretary Conrado Estrella III stated that the collective certificate of land ownership awards will list multiple farmers as landowners under the single title are a significant cause of misunderstandings and conflicts among farmers. Australia noted that there are a total of 61,718 land titles covering 58,828 hectares under the standard land titling system utilized by the Land Acquisition Division. He claimed that this number represents a 1,000% increase in the distribution of land titles and hectares compared to previous administrations. And in the news outside the country, the White House clarified that they cannot ignore Ukraine during negotiations with Russia. U.S. Middle East Ambassador Steve Witkoff announced that he will travel to Saudi Arabia to negotiate a settlement with Russian and Ukrainian officials. Ukraine has responded positively to separate discussions held by some U.S. officials. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky previously stated that if Ukraine was not included in the negotiations, he would not accept any agreement made between Russia and the West. To encourage cessation of violence, U.S. President Donald Trump called both Zelensky and Russian President Vladimir Putin last week. And finally, in the news outside the country, in Bamako, Mali, a gold mine collapsed, resulting in the deaths of at least 48 people. The landslide at Bilali Koto in the Kiniba prefecture also caused numerous injuries. Community leader Falayi Sissoko stated that a Chinese company operates the mine. Authorities are investigating the legitimacy of the relevant documents. This incident follows another collapse in the area on January 29, when a mine in the Kulikuru district also collapsed, claiming the lives of several miners. And that's all for the News at 12, February 18, 2025. We'll be back tomorrow for more news updates. And thanks to our news writer, Albay PIO and Dan Rockion. And on the technical side, Tad Bobis. Of course, our Provincial Information Officer, Mary Luduga Castillo. And under the supervision of our Governor, Baby Glenda Ongbungao, I am Greg Hallare. Thank you for subscribing.